Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received, and I asked one of our admin to help us with this translation. The message reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as anonymous? So this happened, it was in the year 2023 when I met this other guy who was a Zimbabwean guy, but who ended up giving me a link to this other group which I joined. I joined this group, and in that group, what you do is that if you are free, you go and you sleep with either a Nigerian, a Zimbabwean, or other foreign guys. So I was really happy about it because when I started dating this Zimbabwean guy, he told me that he was married even though he was giving me money. But you know, when a guy is married, he cannot always provide for you. So I said, what are we going to do about this situation? You say that you want to become my permanent boyfriend, but at the same time, you do not want to give me money at all the times. Yet you know that I have my own needs and I am going to school right now. You have to provide for me, otherwise I'll be hungry at all the times, and you need to buy me clothes so that I can look good for you, and you need to buy my toiletries as well. So the guy then said, since sometimes I cannot give you the money, how about I give you a link, you join that link, and you are going to get guys that can give you money. So this is like private prostitution. Like, you won't go to the streets to sell your body, but you are in a dating group whereby you are basically selling yourself to all of these guys that are in there. The guy then told me that before I make you to join that group, you have to sleep with me, because we had been dating for nearly 3 months and we had not yet even seen each other. We were just talking to each other over the phone. So finally, me and him, we met at this other guest house. It was a wonderful time that I had with him. He then gave me some money. After he had given me some money later on, that was when he told me that I was supposed to register a new WhatsApp, and he was going to buy for me a phone. We then went to town together. He bought for me a phone, and he said that this phone, I just want you to use it to join that group. Do not use your personal number, because most of these guys, they'll keep on like persuading you to meet them, and you need to make sure that once you meet up with a guy, he gives you money. If you see that he is okay, then you keep on seeing him. But if your heart says no, do not return back to him. So I did not understand what he meant about it. I asked him, like, were some of these guys, were they killers, those ones that kill women after they would have met them on social media dating platforms? And he told me that no, these guys, they are not like that. But when your heart and when your spirit tells you that you are not supposed to do this anymore, then you are not supposed to do it. Okay? And I said, okay, that is fine. I do hear you. So I joined that WhatsApp group, and I saw that there were a lot of these men that were looking for women. As for us women, we were about 20 South African women, and these girls, I started speaking with them, and I saw that they were living their best lives. Most of them, they were college and university students that were staying in our province. So all that they did was that over the weekends, they would be given the money by the guy that wanted to be with you. Then you visit that guy and you be with him throughout the night, even throughout the weekend. Then he will give you the money to return back to your city. That was okay, because some of the girls, they were telling me that they were making up to 7K each and every month, in which you will be working only Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday you are back home. Some of them, they were even stopping to go to school because it did not even make any sense at all to continue going to school, yet you were being given all of this money. So I then met up with this other Zimbabwean guy who was my first. We went to his place. It was me and this other girl, because this was my first time. I had never done it and I was really scared. When we were there, the guy then said, so what are we going to do? He passed my friend to this other friend of his, and my friend went and slept at that guy's house. He was also having some problems with his wife and they spent the night together. She was also given money. I recruited him and she is crying because of me, because some of the things that happened to her, like the same thing that happened to me. Fast forward, we then started focusing on Nigerians because those that could give us more money were the Nigerians, but we did not know that with the money that they were giving to us, this was money that was covered in blood. So I had my first Nigerian. I went to his house. This guy, there were things that he did when we entered into his apartment. He was walking beside me. He opened the door and then he said that he wanted to call someone, and I noticed that he did not want me to enter into his apartment first. When I was inside his apartment, that was when I saw him looking at me as if he was scared. Later on, I realized that this guy, he was once married to a South African woman. That woman jumped off from the balcony and he used to see his spirit. That is why he wanted to be with women at all the times, because he was scared of being home alone, because he would see the spirit of his late wife. That was why he was scared to go into his apartment before I could go in there. If that was the only spiritual encounter that I had ever had, I would say that it is so much better. But there is one that stole my womb, and I agreed for him to perform those rituals on me. I was really broke. I had gone for almost a month. There was no one in that group that was booking me, and I was in need of money, and I was enjoying the money that I was making in that group. I had even changed my lifestyle, and I needed money to keep on living the same way that I had been living ever since I had joined that group. That was when I basically approached almost all the guys that were in that group. They were just blue ticking me. I then got a response from this other guy. It was late at night. He told me that he stays in the CBD. He was like, if you are free, you can come to my place tonight and we can be together. And I said, oh, free I am, as long as you have money. He said, is it okay if I can bolt you? And I said, it is fine. So he requested a bolt for me. It came and it picked me up. Off I went to his house. He really had a beautiful house. When I arrived there, the strange thing that he said was that we were going to sleep in this other room, not his bedroom. When we got there, I saw that there was a coffin and he instructed me to get into that coffin. I refused and he said, okay, it's fine. Let me try to book another girl from the group. And then he showed me the money that he was going to give to me, which was 13K that he said he wanted to give to me if I was going to allow him to sleep with me whilst I was inside the coffin. I allowed him because 13K, I thought it was going to solve most of my problems that I was facing. I grabbed the money. The guy slept with me. He took needles, 6 of them. He sticked those needles on my stomach and I felt no pain. And then he removed me from the coffin and he went with me into his bedroom where we continued sleeping with each other. He told me that all the things that he had done to me in that room when he slept with me in the coffin, it was because he has a fantasy of sleeping with dead women and he did not want to personally sleep with a dead woman. So it was nothing but just a fantasy, a weird one. I took my money. The next morning I returned back home. I used that money. It was as if I was possessed by this demon that made me to go on a shopping spree. I only bought clothes with that money. I could not even afford to pay the rent because when I returned back from the mall, all of that money was gone. This is what happened to me after I met a guy that I met from Zim on Tinder who sold me off to the Nigerians. My friend also had a similar encounter. I regret the day that I met that guy on Tinder. You need to be very careful when you want to date guys that you do not know that you have met online. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our sister, and I had to ask someone to give us a translation. Ne